Morning, friends. Today we're going to make a really high protein healthy version of something I invented over the last couple of years, a banana bread that I can eat, that my tummy can tolerate. I use a couple ingredients to change it up and up the protein, and a sugar that is a natural sugar that I've talked about in the past few weeks. That's the oven already ready to go. So like all banana breads, we're going to start with bananas, and follow me. So I have 3 sad, soft looking bananas, and I'm going to put them right into the hand mixer. I'm hoping I can do this pretty quickly for you. I have made this recipe all summer this year. I invented it. I really have invented it. From a bunch of other recipes, I've decided this is the one that works for me and my diet, and I thought it might help someone out there if they're doing a high protein, low carb, but still want a cake-like sweet consistency. Normally, whoa, almost lost that banana. Brown spots don't scare me on a banana bread. Normally, I'm putting nuts and raisins in my banana bread because I like it. But if you've been following me this week, you know I just had a molar pulled, so I have to have soft foods. So I'm not going to put them in today, even though I prefer my banana bread. Today's going to be muffins, so I'm lying to you already. We just started and I'm lying. I am going to do banana muffins because I want to. Into the bananas, or into that, we're going to start mashing up the bananas. There's a couple things that are different than your average banana bread. So while that's all wet going, I'm going to start with, I put the vanilla right in. It says I say a teaspoon, so I don't measure. That's roughly a teaspoon. So again, with like all things, you start with your wet ingredients. Here comes my egg. I was just making sure I hit the button, that I wasn't talking into my picture, like I've done very often. So, I'm going to let that really mix up pretty well. Does anyone have a tip out there? The next ingredient is going to be this coconut oil. I haven't Googled or YouTubed, but the only thing that was able to be hard enough to scoop this coconut oil into this, it's 1/3 of a cup, was this heavy metal spoon. You have any tips? I'd love to hear them. It works, but I know there's got to be something better out there. The other ingredient that I use instead of regular sugar, if you don't have this, I've done it with maple syrup, is 1/2 cup of coconut sugar. It's brown, it's delicious. So I'm going to put that in as you would the sugar, the eggs, and the bananas. So I need 1/2 cup, so I need 2 of these to go in. It's a great sweetener. It's a natural source. It doesn't hike your glycemic index. This is the coconut oil. This is what I'm using for my fat. It gets more interesting in a minute after I put the right stuff in. So I have an egg for protein so far. Sorry. I have an egg for protein so far, and I'm about to put in some more protein. 1/2 cup of a whole milk I use. You don't have to. You can use low-fat Greek yogurt. And you're going to mix that. That's going to be consistency of all your wet ingredients, as if you were making it with butter and sugar. But you're not. You're making it with coconut oil, yogurt, and coconut sugar. Let that all mix together fairly good. Like I said, I'm going to make muffins. I'm in the mood to have something like this. I had bananas to use up. I hope you can hear and see me well. I don't know why I took this over here. I'm trying to put dirty over there, clean over here, so I can make room for my muffin pan. Let's see how it's looking. It's going to take seconds. This is 1.5 cups of whole wheat organic flour. Now, I've done it with oat flour. I've done it with half organic wheat flour, and I've done it with some almond flour. You need, if you're going to do almond flour, if you are not using wheat flour, it needs something else. So I've done almond and oat mixed. It comes out good. I've done it with all of them, really. I like cinnamon in my banana bread. If you don't like cinnamon, I'm going to say that's a teaspoon. I know it's 1/2 teaspoon. I have actually, believe it or not, there's my recipe. I wrote it down and I put a big star and said perfect recipe. So I went back looking for it today. 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, and a quarter teaspoon of salt. Now see, I don't want to measure onto that little dinky thing, so I'm going to put it in my hand, and that's the little dinky thing, and I'm throwing that in, and then that's everything. So now you let that do its flow. Remember my trick? If you think it's going to overflow and you're going to have a flour shower, put the towel over it. So now I'm going to make room. I want to know, does anyone have tips for the coconut oil? What's your tip? This is my Temptations 12 muffin pan. So I'm going to say, that's done. You don't want to over mix it. It's just like any banana bread recipe, only healthier. So you got coconut sugar, bananas, yogurt, a good flour of your choice. It would probably work with all-purpose flour. If you're not doing where you're cutting out processed foods, I'm just trying to eat better. I know I'm doing it too old. I know the damage is already done, but I'm just trying to do better. Be better, do better. I'm scraping down my sides. My batter is ready, and here's my, for muffins, this would be perfect to go right into a loaf pan. Again, it would also be perfect to go with nuts. I love walnuts in my banana bread. But today, I'm just doing muffins. And I'm gonna try to show you them done. They come out fluffy and delicious, and I haven't had breakfast yet, so I might use them as my breakfast, I don't know. And also what I do, and I could prove it to you because I have some already, is I drop these muffins into a Ziploc bag, and you know, the freezer queen, they go in the freezer. And then when I need one, actually take one out in the morning, and sometimes with my afternoon coffee, because I always have a coffee around 2 in the afternoon, I will have the muffin, I put it in a little covered dish to let it thaw out in the morning, and I'll have a muffin with my afternoon coffee. Do you do that? Do you have any hankerings in the middle of the day for, sometimes you want some kind of sweet cake to go with a cup of coffee? I gotta do some scraping here. You notice I've already done 11, so it makes perfect 12 muffins or a great loaf of banana bread. Would you try this? Would you? I mean, what's not to love, right? Okay, let's get down to the nitty gritty here. I probably shouldn't have used the scooper for the last one. Nope. In fact, I am not going to. I'm dumping back in. I got one muffin to make right here. I hope you can see this okay. Robin, I'm still doing the upside down phone trick. So apparently I learned at 60, almost 2 years old, that if you turn your phone upside down, it's still video, it's the same. The microphone is at the top so you can hear me better. Hopefully you're not seeing too much cabinets, you're seeing the food. Robin is a professional photographer, and a shout out for her telling me what the heck to do. I don't have money to buy fancy equipment. I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this because I love you guys. This has been a blast. So right now I'm making a mess. Now, these are gonna go in, and I don't know if I wrote down the amount of time. I just wrote whole wheat banana bread with a big star, perfect recipe. I want to make sure nothing's on the pan. They come out of this pan perfectly. I'm going to pause you, and I'll be back. I'm back. The magic of learning how to use a pause button. The perfect, high protein, healthy, burning myself muffins. Now, I wanted to read you the recipe. Hold on. In case you just want the recipe. I don't know what, this is the upside down phone, so the camera is now all screwed up. Here I am. Perfect muffins. I'm going to read it back to you. Get a pen. I called this whole wheat banana bread or 12 muffins. And you can see, I can't touch them yet because they're boiling hot. But they are going to be perfect. I'm also cooking quinoa. Okay. 2 to 3 bananas that are ripe. You're going to put them in, just like every other banana bread you've ever made. This is a high protein, healthy version. 2 to 3 bananas smashed up or in your mixer. Half a cup of yogurt, a third a cup of coconut oil, 1 egg, half a cup of coconut sugar or maple syrup. I've done both. They're natural sweeteners. They don't raise your, oh my goodness. They don't raise your glycemic index as much as processed sugar. If you're diabetic, you could use stevia, the brown sugar stevia. I've done that for the first couple of years I was doing the heavy weight loss. Okay, so we did the coconut sugar. A half a teaspoon of baking soda. I already said 1 egg, I think, but 1 egg if I didn't. A teaspoon of vanilla, a quarter teaspoon of salt, and 1.5 cups of whole wheat flour. So the wet stuff I would consider the bananas, the yogurt, the coconut oil. I wrote this down myself and made it up. The vanilla, the egg, and the yogurt. Smush it all up in your mixer. Add your dry stuff in. You saw it. You could do it by hand. Doesn't even have to be in a mixer. Then I use a scooper when I scoop these muffins. Now I can't take them out, like I said, because they're way too hot. But they literally come out perfect. Maybe I can. Hold on. Okay. They would have come out better if I would wait like I'm supposed to. But this is a perfect muffin. No lie. It's got moisture, deliciousness. It's missing my nuts and my raisins, but I'll be able to eat that. So I did 350 degrees, and I ended up doing these about 22 minutes because this is a, not ceramic, what's the word she uses? It's a Temptations, it's glass. So I think in a metal one it cooks quicker in muffins. For bread, I believe, you know, just like all bread, 45 minutes to an hour, you put your knife in the center to see if it comes out clear. Perfect recipe and healthy for you. High protein, pick your flour, coconut oil or maple syrup. You get yogurt and eggs in it. All good stuff. I've done this with unsweetened applesauce instead of the bananas too. That works out well. Also pumpkin. I pretty much do my recipes, I make them up. And when they come out good, I do write them down. I hope this helps. 12 minutes for hot, I'm looking at the wrong spot. 12 minutes for the hottest, moistest, I'll try to break it open and burn myself while I do it. I mean, look, fluffy, steamy muffin. Delicious. And hot. Love you guys. Bye.